This is such a fun question because it clearly involves knowledge, right? We need to understand how parabolas work. We need to memorize some rules about them and about the equations that we use to understand parabolas. But we also have this difficulty of like, well, I don't know any of these numbers. I don't really know anything about what's going on. It seems very, very confusing. And so this is a great candidate for arithmetize. Okay, if we have a lot of vague variables, right? We don't need to know the values of A, B, and C. We are just told very briefly about them. We can just make up numbers to better understand what's happening. So what I would do here is I would just kind of stick to A equals 1 because that is the normal way that I think about quadratics, and it really does help me understand what's happening. And so it does follow the rule too. A is greater than 0. That's perfect. So what that means is I'm going to end up with a parabola that looks like this. So I think most people are going to know that part without any issue. And so that means we can get rid of choices C and D. It does not open downward. It opens upward. As for the other piece, though, we should try to think about what this version of the equation means. This is the root form. It tells us the x-intercept. So we have two x-intercepts here, and we know that 1 is less than 0, b, so let's do -2, and 1 is greater than 0, so let's do +2. So okay, let's graph a quick sketch of this. What does it mean if I have a -2 and a +2 here? Well, those are going to be the roots, right? If I put it into the equation, I would see I'd have 1 times x plus 2 times x minus 2. So we would get two roots, and they would be here and here. And now if we know we need to connect these dots by going this way, by making a smiley face and having it open upwards, we kind of see the whole picture. Now look, it's possible that I have different values of B and C. They could be further apart, they could be closer together, but no matter what, one is going to be on the left side of the y-axis, the other is going to be on the right side. So no matter what, the y-intercept is going to have to kind of be below the x-axis and kind of cross us over. Now look, you don't need to understand that this is going to work no matter what, because we've proven that it can't be the case that it has a positive y-intercept all of the time, right? Which must be true. Well, we just showed an example where it doesn't have a positive intercept, so that forces us now to pick B and just assume that every single time, no matter what numbers we pick, we're going to get a negative y-intercept. This is why arithmetize is so great. Your goal in math class and school is to understand the conceptual reasons behind things, the big picture stuff. I could not care less about that for the SAT. All you do is get the answer right. So if one number lets us reveal something about the big picture, then it's worth just thinking about that one number. This is a classic arithmetize. If you are confused about what's happening, pick some numbers and see what's happening. That way you can just kind of get somewhere with the question rather than just keep staring at it. You cannot give up on this without arithmetizing.